Look, man, I was going to wait till pack them up, but I'm packing up The Rock, man. I'm packing up The Rock right now. I was going to wait, but I'm packing up Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah, get him out of here. It took all of the strike of Hollywood for you to come back crawling to us. Said you had something. We don't care if you had anything locked in for WrestleMania 39, bro. We don't care. It didn't happen. Why are you even talking about it?
Yo, guess who's back? Your favorite podcast, Wrestling with the Homies. I'm the homie Qwan, and as always, I'm joined by the good homies, Sylvan LeQ, and my boy, Jay Cooley.
Peace.
Now, fellas, somebody lied to us. You lied to me, Tony.
Uh-oh.
Yo, before we get in all that, though, I just want to make sure that y'all know y'all need to be subscribing to this channel. Subscribe right now if you haven't done it already and you're just watching this for the first time, because we are here to give y'all what y'all need. Some wrestling talk, baby. What is this pose you're doing, Sylvan? What is this? This is your Tony lied to us pose?
I am a prophet, man.
Stop it.
I've been bestowed upon the wrestling community to give the truth from the wrestling gods.
And what's the truth, my brother?
What did I say last podcast about Tony Khan? I channeled into the wrestling gods and I said, hear ye, Tony Khan, you are in for thy worst cometh of reign in your entire life. The worst 5-6 years of your entire professional career. And then what do we have?
Hey, look, man.
A lie.
You lied to me, Tony. Why'd you lie to me, Tony?
It's tough out here, man.
Yo, we'll get to these Tony Khan lies later, though, because we got. You called him the Khan, man. Tony Khan, man. He was conning us with the numbers. He smudged a little bit on the top. Know what I'm saying? But look, we'll get into that later. Because we got a little something that's a little serious to cover in the beginning. Now, look, we all see the news. We all see the reports. It's looking like Jade Cargill, our girl, our sister, Jade Cargill, is WWE bound. I mean, not Sylvan flexing. Don't ever do that again, my brother. Don't ever do that again, my brother. But yeah, it's looking like Jade Cargill was definitely about to touch down in WWE. And everybody's assuming that this means that Jade Cargill is going to reach the star level that she was always set out to reach. However, an important question has been posed upon me, my brothers, and I have to ask y'all. Are we really sure that Jade Cargill is going to reach that level in WWE? What has given us that impression?
Here we go.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. And like, shout out to Jade Cargill. I love Jade Cargill, but this is a serious question because a lot of people will tell you right now that the biggest mistake Triple H is making right now in his current run is with black wrestlers. A lot of people feel that WWE has been dropping the ball on black wrestlers. And I can't say that I disagree. I mean, let's go back to 2019. We all know what happened in 2019, WrestleMania 35. Kofi Kingston became the first African-born WWE champion. We all celebrated around the world. Black boys and girls joined together in arms and celebrated. I think y'all were at my house. Y'all were shedding tears. Like, Sylvan was tearing up.
I wasn't shedding tears, bro.
Cooley was standing up, clapping. Tears. We all saw the video with MVP.
It was a beautiful moment.
Shad in the bar.
I didn't shed tears, but shouts to Kofi. Moment. That was a great moment.
We all saw the video with MVP and Shad in that bar. These are two grown-ass men. They were standing there looking at that TV crying because that's what representation means to us. Seeing Kofi Kingston with that title was a dope moment, super dope moment. And then 2 years later, WrestleMania 37, we saw Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair headline that thing. Two women, not only two women, two black women headlined WrestleMania. Now, at one point, we didn't think that women headlining WrestleMania was even possible, let alone two black women. So that was super dope. Little girls around the world, they cried because they saw that this is something that they can do too. That's what representation means to us. That very same year, we saw Big E defeat Bobby Lashley for his first WWE championship. That was the first time the titles changed hands from one black man to another. Dope moment. This is what representation means to us, my brothers. Look, You can say a lot about Vince McMahon. We all know what he was about. He's
go.
not the most popular guy in the world. He did a lot of wrong. I'm not the biggest fan of Vince McMahon, but during Vince McMahon's final run in WWE, you can't tell me that black people weren't a priority of his. In that final run, Vince McMahon there was an emphasis on black wrestlers. Fast forward to today, fellas, that emphasis has kind of disappeared. I'm sorry, but it has. Let's look at Payback, WWE Payback, the last premium live event. Sylvan, I'll let you answer this. How many black wrestlers do you think appeared on that show?
None.
You are correct. There was 0. None. Nada. Let's go back to SummerSlam. Two black wrestlers appeared on that show. Bianca Belair, she was used to put Io Sky over. And our mulatto brother Ricochet, he was used to put Logan Paul over. And now we love Ricochet. One drop rule. Shout out to Ricochet. But it is what it is. Man. We can go back to Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank. The same two, Ricochet and Bianca Belair. Now, I'm not going to go down the whole list because y'all get the point. When you start to go down these premium live events, you see the same names. You see Bianca Belair. She's the one black wrestler right now who does have an emphasis on her. And shout out to her because there's not a more deserving wrestler than Bianca Belair. But when you look at these shows, you start to realize that outside of Bianca Belair, most black talent is being used as enhancement talent. They're being used to put other people over. And I get it. It's fine. But this roster is 27 black wrestlers deep. You can't tell me that there's not enough talented black wrestlers on this roster to not just be exclusively used to put other people over. We see Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits coming together as a trio, and it's looking promising. It's looking like this might be one of those factions that gets to that next level. But up until this point, all they've really done is just come out and reiterate that they're a faction. And that's cool. They had a stare down with Judgment Day the other week, and that was cool, but it's like, okay, what's next? So I say that to say this. WWE NXT is probably the one show that has emphasized black wrestlers, that have made black wrestlers a priority. We see what Mello is doing over there. We see what Wesley is doing over there, Trick Williams. NXT is doing some incredible things with black wrestlers, but we have to point out, we know what NXT is. NXT is the third brand. It's the least watched show in WWE. And also, they have a completely different creative team than SmackDown and Raw. That's HBK's doing over there. And I want to see what's happening in NXT on the main roster. This roster is too talented. There's too many talented black people on this roster for us to just be used as enhancement talent. But that's how I feel personally. And I want to open up the floor to you brothers to tell me how y'all feel. But before that, I need you out there to comment below. If you disagree with me, if you do agree with me, let it be known. Put your comments down below. Let us hear something. Cooley, how you feel about how black wrestlers are being utilized right now in WWE?
Boy, them boys in the locker room just playing dice or something, cause they ain't being used for the storyline, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But nah, seriously though, I feel like there's so much going on in WWE right now that I feel like Hunter isn't purposely like not putting black wrestlers on, and I feel like the talented black wrestlers on NXT are about to make that move to the main roster. So HBK is probably trying to reel in that black crowd into watching NXT and then follow those wrestlers to the main roster, and then that's how we'll have those new set of black wrestlers. Because if we're being honest, like, who are those it factor black wrestlers on the main roster right now that can possibly do something and carry?
I mean, Montez Ford is looking like he is
Montez
ready.
Ford.
Montez Ford has been ready for years, but
he's been ready. We've been talking about this since the early 2023 that Montez was supposed to be, our rock. You know what I'm saying? While LA Knight is,
right. Like I see what Swerve is doing over in AEW, and I'm like, yo, there's no reason that Montez Ford can't be that over here. But it seems like they got other plans.
I don't know. I feel like they're putting all their chips into this Judgment, the Bloodline, and all this, and they're, forgetting about, Tez and them. But I just feel like they're trying to reel it in slowly but surely, and hopefully they will, because it's kind of crazy. I didn't really realize that there's no black wrestlers on Payback, and what? It's crazy.
And look, and before I pass the rock off to Sylvan, I just want to say that we love Triple H over here. I love what Triple H is doing with creative. There was a time when watching WWE felt like a chore. Like I was only watching Raw and SmackDown because it was a habit. Like I just felt like it was on, so I needed to as a wrestling fan. But these days, what Triple H is doing, like I actually get excited for shows. The Sunday before, like Raw, like that Sunday, I'm up that night. I'm excited. I'm like, yo, Monday Night Raw's tomorrow. I can't wait to see what happens. So Triple H is doing a great job. I'm not saying he's not. Don't take that as this. This is not a let's pile together and hate Triple H podcast. It's definitely not. We love Triple H, but one thing that he is kind of fumbling at right now is black talent. We need to see that black talent, my brother. Sylvan, let me know something.
False narratives. False narratives. I want to.
And I hope you know this is being recorded, by the way. So, like, as a black man, just know that this is going out to the world. So, before you tell the world that black people don't deserve, before you troll this whole segment, just make sure you understand that, my brother.
Let me start by saying this. Number one, the first false narrative I want to pick apart is Vince McMahon holding down black wrestlers more than Triple H has. Number one, Triple H has been in creative control for a year and change.
That was never my point, Sylvan. My point was never anything about Vince McMahon holding black wrestlers down more than Triple H. That's definitely not the point of this topic. All I'm saying is that
that's not the
black
point.
wrestlers were a priority in the last couple years before Triple H took over.
I'm not saying that's not the point, but you said, and I quote, that black wrestlers with Vince McMahon were thriving more.
And that was the last couple of years, of course.
With Triple H.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what you said.
Absolutely. Tell me how they weren't.
It's a false narrative.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
false
so
narrative.
We didn't have 4 black world heavyweight champions?
What happened to those 4 black heavyweight champions, Qwan?
They won championships. Big E got injured. Sorry for that. Kofi Kingston lost the title after like a 6-month run.
To Brock Lesnar.
What are those wrestlers doing right now?
What happened to Kofi Kingston, Qwan?
I mean, he's last time.
What happened to Kofi Kingston, Qwan?
I can tell you. I've watched Raw last week. They're putting over the Viking Raiders right now. What
happened to Kofi Kingston when he lost the WWE Championship, Qwan?
He lost the title to Brock Lesnar. Okay.
How quick did he lose the championship, Qwan?
The fact is, he had the championship to lose.
All right.
You're missing the point.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Vince, for all intensive purposes,
terrible person.
Look, hey, okay, hey.
Let's call it what it is. Vince McMahon is a terrible person.
Respect the legend. The person. I mean, I don't know. I don't know Vince McMahon.
We know enough.
But I've seen a lot, and I can draw some conclusions and put 2 and 2 together. But when it comes down to how he treated black wrestlers, more specifically in the past 3 years, he may have given these guys shots. He may have given these guys title reigns. But a lot of these guys were treated poorly when it came down to their title reigns. When we look at Kofi Kingston, most infamous, losing in 13 seconds flat off of one F5. It was heartbreaking. People are still upset about that to this day. When we look at Big E having a decent title reign and then losing it at day 1 pay-per-view in a fatal 4-way that lasted 15 minutes?
I don't even remember that match, to be honest. Like I forget how Big E even lost that title.
And then let's not. I mean, I'm not gonna even go back to like the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era and all the many stereotypes perpetuated with our culture. All I'm saying is that I'm not going to paint this narrative that under the Triple H reign, black wrestlers haven't been a priority. What I will say is that we are in a different guard when it comes down to black wrestlers in the WWE. Now, when we are looking at a lot of these talented names that we've been speaking about, like the Bobby Lashleys, who is Bobby Lashley's incredible, but he's at that tail of his career where it's time for him to start putting over the younger talent, which is why I'm really glad he's with the Street Profits, because it just makes a lot of sense. But the Bobby Lashleys, the Kofi Kingstons, the Xavier Woods, the Big E's, the Cedric Alexanders. I mean, well, Cedric's still young, so
leave Ced alone, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
leave Ced alone, man.
He's still young, but he's been around for a while. And what's his name? I'm forgetting it right now.
Shelton Benjamin.
Now.
You can't even remember my man's name.
Shelton.
It's been a long time. He hasn't been on TV in a while.
Yeah,
like that is the previous guard. That is the previous guard of black talent in WWE, and I do see, like Cooley has been saying, a lot of the new guards starting to be bubbled in NXT. That's going to come into the main roster and set the precedent for the next wave of talent. We've already been seeing tidbits of it with Bianca Belair, who has had an incredible reign as a champion. Say what you want. I've said what I wanted to say. I don't like the John Cena vibes, but she's had an incredible reign. When we're looking at the Street Profits. I love the Street Profits, and I love that they're with Bobby Lashley so that they can get more, so they can get put over even more before they decide what they're going to do with them separately. Because let's face it, right now, like, Tez is ready, but I mean, I don't know if they know what they're going to do with Dominic. I mean, with Dawkins. Sorry,
and he looks good. He's worked hard.
And he looks incredible.
Weight,
yeah,
and he's an incredible wrestler, and I think he has a lot of charisma. But I don't think backstage even knows what they're going to do with him.
Right.
All I'm saying is that it's only been a year with Hunter. Give it some time. This is a transitional time. Like, we see the talent that's happening over at NXT. Some of the top prospects over at NXT are black. You know what I'm saying? And it's only a matter of time till they come to that main roster and start shaking it up. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, let's just give it a little bit of time. Because we've seen some great things with black wrestlers over the course of the last 5 years in WWE.
Yeah, that was kind of my point. But I feel what you're saying. I definitely feel what you're saying, because I think the jury is still out on this. Like you said, it has only been a year. I just personally, as a young black man from Los Angeles, I want to see people that I identify with on that TV. Because I love the LA Knights and I love the Roman Reigns, but I don't identify with that. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'm trying to see Melo. Melo don't miss, baby.
Melo's on NXT, man. He gonna get caught up. But who on that main roster right now? That's like us. That's black. That's really popping like that.
Montez Ford. There's a lot of
Montez is on TV. So he's on TV. He's with Bobby Lashley. He's with Dawkins. They have a whole other faction coming. They just had to stare down with the hottest, bro. They won the tag team championships, bro. Like, they are hot. They're over. Like, I'm saying, who else? Who else do we got?
Hey, there's a ton for me.
Hero.
Okay. It's Cooley trying to be funny now. He's a Hero. And I like Hero. I actually like Hero. But you know who's the wrestler I really liked that I feel like WWE did drop the ball on a little bit? My boy Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews was killing it with that Nigerian royalty gimmick. That was incredible. Ruined it? And you know why they ruined it? They ruined it because Omos was a Nigerian brother himself. And apparently we can't have two Nigerian characters on TV at once. So they stripped away everything that was working for Apollo and sent them down to NXT. And then they started the push of Omos. And I was cool with the push of Omos. But
they should have had Omos with him. They should have had Omos with him. I don't see why Commander Aziz.
Yeah, what was that? What was that about? Bro. You know,
it should have been Omos.
You know what? The cold part is we know what it was about. Commander Aziz was 7 foot. Omos was 7 foot.
Wait, so is Apollo still signed? Like, what was?
So Apollo is still signed. He's a member of the Raw roster, and he's one of the most talented wrestlers you'll ever see in that ring. Like, the athletic things that this guy does is incredible. But you know, without that Nigerian royalty gimmick, he kind of just blends in with the rest of everyone else, and they stripped that away. So that's a guy who I think could be doing a lot on the main roster right now.
Yeah, they are spoiling him. That was a Vince call.
Nah, that was absolutely a Vince McMahon call.
That was a Vince call.
Like I said, this is not a I hate Triple H topic, so I hope nobody out there takes it that way. I love Triple H. I love what he's doing. I just want to see an emphasis on people who look like me, and that's just me personally. If you disagree with that, that's cool. I love it. I'm not mad at you for it, but I'm telling you, me personally, when I look at this roster of 27 black men and women, and I see none of them being used on these pay-per-views and these shows, it makes me wonder, like, why are we not trying harder with these guys?
Out of the 27, how many of them are on the main roster?
That's a good question. I can't answer that for you because I have no idea. I just counted my brothers. It's definitely like 20. It's definitely like in the 20s.
It ain't too many. It ain't too many. And I love, look.
Seems like it's like 10.
Like, I want to see it too. I really do. But I also want to see somebody that's hot. You know what I mean? If you ain't got it like that, if you ain't popping in these streets, you know what I'm saying? If you're stripping, jumping, baby, like, I can't do nothing about it. Like,
strip ain't jumping.
If your strip
I can't do nothing
jumping.
about that. If your strip not jumping, I can't do nothing about that,
What?
man. You gotta fix. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, not to go back to Cedric Alexander, tweeting how he was tweeting.
Yo,
about
leave
professional
Cedric
wrestling.
Alexander alone, my brother. Leave.
I gotta say something because I want more from him. I want more from us, man. Like, we gotta work. Look, as black people, it is very much a thing that we do have to work really twice as hard, sometimes 3 times as hard, to afford certain opportunities that are given to the status quo, right? So it sucks, but like, I gotta put that type of pressure on homie because it's like, bro, we're already at somewhat of a disadvantage. So we gotta really double down and get in our baggity biggity bag. Look at Tez. Tez is ready to be the top guy right now, bro. Right now.
Ready.
But what's he doing? He's with Bobby Lashley. He's with Dawkins. They're like, yo, give him some time. And it is what it is. But he knows he got to play his position a little bit. So, I just look at it like, yeah, man, like, I want to see more of us on the main roster too. But I also understand how WWE works. And you got to be hot, man.
Hey,
you
with
ain't,
that
you
said,
ain't hot. You ain't hot.
Yo, but what that's
all I'm saying, man.
Look, so
you know what I mean?
So with
that's all I'm saying. Just be hot.
So with that,
it's got to be hot.
But look, with that said, the fact that Jade Cargill is coming in, this might be a changing of that guard because Jade Cargill, listen,
it's a star.
If you are not familiar with Jade Cargill's game, let me tell you right now, she might not be the greatest in that ring, but when you look at her, that's a star.
She's a star.
Imagine Tony up that bread and she resigned.
Hey, it's a possibility.
Bro.
It's a possibility. There's a chance that Jade Cargill does re-up with AEW, but it all intensive purposes, it's looking like Jade is coming home. She's coming home.
Jade is a star, and you can see it in her eyes that she's a star. She wants the top of the top of the top. Yeah. And AEW was the launching pad, and now WWE is about to be everything and more for her, and she's going to be at the top of the crop.
And look, just to open this,
that's a star. She hot.
She hot. And just to open this up a little bit, WWE is actually doing a lot of good things as far as diversity. When I look at the Bloodline, the most dominant faction in the industry, it's a team of Samoans. We look at the hottest merch selling trio in the company right now, it's LWO. That's a group of Latin folks.
Bro, look at the Judgment Day.
Look at the Judgment Day.
That one guy.
There's a Dominican, there's an Irishman, there's a Latino kid. The women's champion, Asian? Shinsuke Nakamura, he's doing this. So, like, WWE is doing a lot of good things with diversity right now. So, shouts out to them.
Yeah.
I just want, sprinkle in my brothers in there. Know what I'm saying? Sprinkle us in there. Because we here too. Yeah? No?
Yeah,
no?
That's cool. Yeah,
I
agree.
Sylvan wanted to disagree so bad. Sylvan wanted to disagree so bad, but he like, you know what? I'm on camera, so let me chill.
Nah, man, like I'm for it. Like I'm for it. I just feel like, like I want to see it, but also it's like I also don't want to see like anybody that ain't hot, man. Like I
don't want to see Cedric Alexander.
I'm just saying, bro.
Nah,
like I'm not.
Though.
It's like I'm not about to just be out here like, yeah, like look. I'm here for my black people. At the end of the day, man. But in wrestling, I want to see if you hot, and if you ain't hot, like that's the bottom line for me, man. I don't care what you look like, bro. Like, if you ain't got it like that, you ain't got it like that, bro.
Hey,
you gotta keep it pushing. I'm here to be entertained, baby.
You gotta have an opportunity.
I'm here to watch television.
You gotta have an opportunity to get hot though. Like, you're not gonna just get hot from your couch. So that's all I'm saying. But if you agree with us, you disagree with us, let it be known. Leave a comment below and tell us what side you fall on in this. We want to hear from you guys. We have to hear from you guys. So subscribe, like, and comment, baby. Sylvan, what you got for me?
I have some heartbreaking revelations.
I want you, wait, before you get into this, I want you to do exactly what I had to do last week. I want you to look me and Cooley dead into our eyes. Tell us we was right. Tell us we was right.
My black brothers, y'all were right.
Yeah.
Y'all were right. Y'all were right. Now, I haven't lost faith, but my faith is wavering. If this were a very long movie that was really, really bad, I'm on an hour and 45 minutes right now. And I don't know if we gonna make it to the next. Might just walk out this. You know what I'm saying? It started off really good, but the last 45 has been terrible. And I don't know how this next 45 is going to end. I want to talk about the Bloodline storyline. I have been on this podcast, and I have stated time and time again that this is the best storyline in wrestling history. I wanna preface this by saying that I love storytelling. I rap and make music as an artist because I love stories. My favorite rappers growing up were Nas.
Oh God. Shout out to Nas.
The J's.
Shout out to Nas, but it's,
you know what I mean?
It's Hove Town over here.
The hoes, the storytellers.
Jones, baby.
You look at my background, there's a hip hop history book and there's an Intercontinental Championship. Rap and wrestling are the same thing. It's about the story. It's why I fell in love with both of them. I am wavering in my faith. I have to put on this scarf and pray to my gods, my wrestling gods, because I am losing faith in this Bloodline storyline. It all started when Jimmy returned after getting himself beat up severely by Roman after betraying him, and returned to betray his brother. Now, we sat on this podcast and I said, let's just give it some time. I told my black brothers, let's just give it some time.
Let's let it play out.
I see the angle. Let it play out. The next Raw, Jimmy's excuse for betraying his brother. Jimmy's excuse for betraying his brother was not that I'm jealous.
No.
Not that it should have been me. You know, something that makes sense.
What was the issue? What was it?
It was I didn't want to see my brother turn into Roman Reigns. I was protecting my little brother. I was saving him from myself, from himself.
Barf?
I said what?
The Scooby-Doo barf?
I said what? Whatever. I can deal with it. Maybe this is going to a place that makes sense down the line. He tries to embrace his brother. Jay super kicks him. I quit WWE. And I'm out of the Bloodline. All right. Okay. Disappears from television. Next week, Jimmy pops up, has his own theme. It's tight. Jimmy's got a tight theme.
Jimmy's theme is fire.
Jimmy's theme is really, really good.
It's really incredible.
I really like that theme. Comes out with his own theme, has a thing with John Cena. What. Confronts Solo. Says, I'm not in the Bloodline. I'm not doing this for Roman. Once again, I did this for my brother. Okay. All right. You're okay. I don't know if you're a heel. I don't know if you're a babyface. People are booing you, but the stance that you're taking feels like they shouldn't be booing you. And Roman's nowhere to be found. All right. Whatever. There's something going on between you and Solo. All right. Next week, Jey Uso returns because Cody pulled some strings.
What is happening?
Cody pulled some strings.
The man they cost the title at WrestleMania pulled some strings.
Cody pulled some strings and said, I hope I don't regret this decision, and brings Jey Uso to Raw. Okay, cool. Jay's theme is the same theme as before, except it's just me, Uso. Which at first when you listen to it, you're like, yo, this is terrible, but it's so hilarious that you're like, you know what, I'm here for it. Like, all right, it is just you.
Awful, man.
Just like we here, bro. Like we'll rock with it. It's just
it's just me, Oos. Day one ish. That's the lyrics to his theme song. It's just me, Oos.
It's just me, Oos. Day one ish. You know what?
Man. Yo,
I'm like, all right. Now he's getting suckered in or recruited by the Judgment Day. He's having this can we coexist between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? And on the flip side, Jimmy comes back the next SmackDown after having a whole tussle with the Judgment Day after they offered a gesture to him and Solo in the ring by throwing, was it AJ Styles they threw in there? Was it? Or was it
I don't even know at this point. It was AJ.
And it was AJ Styles they threw in the ring as an offering, as a gesture, like, hey, we're on your side. Now. And so Jimmy and Solo do their thing and beat them up. And now Jimmy is like, I'm back in the bloodline.
What is happening? Where are we?
There is no bloodline.
I know where we at.
There is no bloodline.
Oh,
there's no bloodline.
You can't
bro.
just say there's no bloodline and not explain.
There's definitely a bloodline.
There's no bloodline.
There's no bloodline. We are witnessing filler on unprecedented levels. This has got to be the most. This is Naruto. This is Naruto. This is Dragon Ball Z.
Spirit Bomb.
Peak Spirit Bomb. I am wavering in my faith. This is not making any sense. And you know what makes this worse is the fact that Paul Heyman said we're in the third inning.
Oh, just the third? Just the third inning, bro. And I wanted to believe that this was really great, but it just feels like they should have ended this at SummerSlam. It should have just ended it and kept it pushing and had Roman just do the Roman thing on his own and everyone just kind of figure out what they're going on. Because if I have to sit through this until November 4th, like, what? Look, man.
Like, what is happening now? I'm not completely checked out here. I am just wavering in my faith, and right now, this does not feel like the best storyline in wrestling history to me. This feels like it's becoming. I don't even want to say that.
Nah, let's hear it.
I'm wavering.
Becoming?
No, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I'm just wavering in my faith. And I don't know how much more I have left. And I'm coming to you, my black brothers, because I need some clarity. I'm confused. I'm bewildered. I've prayed to my God, my wrestling gods, but my faith is declining.
Ooh, wait.
And I'm relying on you all to make sense of this for me.
Oh, you want us to make sense? I'll make sense of it for you. What did you say? What did you say a couple weeks ago? You are seeing what I have been seeing all along. You asked me if I agree? Agree? Yeah. Look, man. Tried to tell y'all.
What, y'all giving up?
This bloodline
y'all
story
giving up?
has lost its way. It's lost its way, my brother.
Whoa.
Now look,
I disagree.
I'm not feeling it.
I disagree.
this is Paul Heyman 101. Paul Heyman has never been able to close a great storyline, and apparently Paul Heyman is very hands-on with this bloodline angle. Look, we saw it in ECW. Everybody talks about the classic Tommy Dreamer and Raven feud. We look at that with Road Colors glasses because we loved it. But when you really look at that, like in retrospect, it went on way too long, and it had so many random twists and turns. Like, oh, Beulah McGillicuddy's involved, and now Beulah is pregnant. But wait, Beulah's not pregnant anymore. But wait, Francine is involved now, and now Luna Vachon is involved. The story twisted and turned so many times that like we lost sight of the reason we were there in the first place. And that's exactly what's happening with this bloodline angle. It started with Sami Zayn trying to be a part of the bloodline and them pretty much bullying him and bossing him around, making him do things he didn't want to do and earn his place in that faction. And now when you look at where we are now compared to then, it's like we have strayed so far from the path that got us into this angle in the first place. Sammy's not involved anymore. Cody Rhodes not involved anymore. What is this bloodline angle? What is it? What's the end game at this point? Is it The Rock? Is it The Rock? Like, what's the end game for this angle? But I will say that I have not lost faith in it because at the end of the day, this bloodline story has proven me wrong in the past. When I thought it was over, I thought the wheels were just turning. They pulled me back in. And right now, Roman Reigns is not on TV. He's at home. He's doing his thing. When Roman is back, let's be honest, it's going to fall in place again. It's going to fall in place. Yeah. This is the rough patch that we hit. We got to let it play out. We can't just throw in the towels right now. But it's looking bad. It's definitely looking bad. Cooley, talk to me.
It definitely doesn't make sense. It definitely doesn't make sense right now. But I have learned to not expect instant gratification when it comes to storyline. Me being into the film world and seeing how things, come into play. Right now, this Jimmy and Jay arc, we're just in a Jimmy and Jay arc right now. And it's very Game of Thrones season 7 and 8. That is where we're at right now. So until this whole arc is done, I feel like it's going to reel it back in. Right now, it's just stretching. It's just, it's a reach right now. Just like Fast and Furious franchise. Same thing.
He said it's like Fast and Furious. Look,
same thing. Fast and Furious should have been over. But they got to keep reaching, and they still making money. They still hitting records. So that's where we at right now. And every time I get nervous about this storyline,
something happens.
I just go on YouTube and I go to the WrestleMania post press conference that Roman was talking about. He was saying, "This not McDonald's, baby. This filet mignon. We giving y'all the good stuff. This ain't fast food."
Right.
So I'm just letting it play out, man. But we are in a terrible moment right now.
I mean,
we are in a terrible moment right now. I will say that.
So we got to be,
but it's going to come out.
Right. We got to be honest with what this is because we saw it before. We remember when WrestleMania happened and Roman Reigns defeated Cody Rhodes to retain his championships. Showed up the next night and then he vanished for a couple months. And what happened? We saw the bloodline going back and forth with Matt Riddle. It was very uninteresting. Didn't seem like it made any sense at the time, and we were kind of all over it. But then what happened? Roman Reigns returned. Jay and Roman started to feud, and then we were sucked right back in. And this is that's where we are right now. Right now, Roman Reigns has not been seen on TV for how long? It's been like 3-4 weeks now.
I don't know, man. Even back in those McRiddle days, like it was boring, but we knew what was going on. I don't know what's going on, bro. Like there's no indication of any this is just really sloppy, dog. Like it doesn't, bro. Why would Jimmy say I did what I did for my brother?
Even
and
worse,
then all of a sudden say I'm back in the bloodline now.
Even worse, he said I did it because I love you. What?
And now you're back in the bloodline.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, the Jimmy and Jay arc is just kind of weird.
But
when Roman comes back, it will be.
This is a bloodline arc, man. This is a bloodline arc.
Nah, this is just the Jimmy and Jay arc right now. Roman is chilling. He in the back. We are.
Don't say that.
Watching the Star Wars sequels right now. That's what we're doing.
What are we waiting?
We're watching the
What are
sequels.
we waiting to get to? What's the end game?
We waiting to get back to the OG trilogy, man. You know what I'm saying? We ready to rewatch the OG trilogy because these sequels is boring.
Yeah, we on episode 2 right now. This is Jar
Jar
Binks, man, and we watching Jar Jar.
I will say this.
This is a spinoff. We're watching a spinoff right now.
I will say this: the only way this salvages to me is if somehow Jimmy goes back to the bloodline, becomes the number one guy, or main event Jimmy or something like that, and like it becomes a thing, and then somehow that clashes with Jey Uso on his own. Maybe, but even then, it's like, bro, like this is just sloppy. This just feels really sloppy, dog.
Look, we got a lot of time to fill before we get to the next big event, which is going to be the Saudi Arabia show. That's the next time we're going to see Roman wrestle. So we got time before we get there. So you know what's going to happen. They're going to continue to stretch this out like Stretch Armstrong, like Mr. Fantastic. They're going to continue to stretch this out. And then once we get there, we're going to be lit again. But it's like I said, until we get there, it's going to be a while. But
I still want to see them at 40 though, for sure.
But I got to ask y'all this question, because we saw the videos before we came live. Before we came live on this podcast, we saw
which video?
We saw what The Rock said. We saw what The Rock said. The Rock said,
"Oh my God,
that Roman and him, it was a lock for 39." And I guess something happened, but now it's like he said, "No, that door is open for 40." So, is that what the end game of this is? Are we just spinning our wheels until The Rock gets involved? Because it's starting to feel that way. It's honestly starting to feel that way. If Jay wasn't the end game for Roman that we thought he was at SummerSlam, because Roman defeated Jay like he defeats everybody else, then what's the end game if it's not The Rock?
The Rock is a great talker.
So you think The Rock is just BSing?
I think he's just talking.
Sylvan.
Look, man.
Is this where we going? Is this headed towards Rock versus Roman?
Is he in shape?
WrestleMania, Philadelphia.
Look, man. I was gonna wait till pack him up, but I'm packing up The Rock, man. I'm packing up The Rock right now. I was gonna wait, but I'm packing up Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah, get him out of here. It took all of the strike of Hollywood for you to come back crawling to us. Said you had something. We don't care if you had anything locked in for WrestleMania 39, bro. We don't care. It didn't happen. Why are you even talking about it? And then, it was locked in for WrestleMania 39. But but and then what? And then what? Oh, I'm totally open to WrestleMania 40. We got to make it special, and I feel like this is gonna be a real main event. You know what I mean? I'm totally open for it. Of course, you're open for it. You have nothing else to do. Well, you probably do have some other things to do. I don't want to hear you talk about this product, bro. I don't want to hear you talk about wrestling. I just want you to show up. And if you're not going to show up, then don't talk about it. Don't talk about it at all. You know what happened to us, what we dealt with. We had to go through 2 disappointments. We had to get over you and get excited for Cody. And then we had to get over Cody losing. So as far as I'm concerned, Rock, you should go and try to make the XFL work or something. You should go and check on some hedge fund investments you have going on. Make a cookbook. I don't care. Do something. Yeah. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? 40 recipes of cheat meals when you're on your best way to success. Do whatever you got to do. I don't care, bro. But don't talk about this product. Don't talk about WrestleMania 40, dog. We do not want to deal with that anxiety anymore. I am packing you up, brother.
Let's be honest.
What was more perfect than Hollywood? What was more perfect than Hollywood?
I am so upset, dog. Hollywood. It would have been epic.
Oh my!
Now you're gonna wait till Philly? No disrespect to Philly.
Hey, relax.
But Philly?
Hey, Gilly the Kid.
No disrespect to Philly. I love Philly. But Philly? You could have. It could have. Oh, you. I'm packing you up.
Let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. The minute The Rock pop out from behind them curtains, everybody's gonna be on board. So don't sit here and cap for the cameras like you're not gonna be tapped right in.
We ain't capping, bro. The
Rock
problem
runs
is that
down
he's
to
not.
that ring and Rock bottoms Roman Reigns. You gonna be
nobody's
nobody's
capping, bro. We ain't gonna see it. We just mad he keep talking about it, bro. Like don't tell us 39 was locked in, bro. Like you know how angry I am right now, dog. I am upset. I am livid, bro.
Look, man,
we were waiting for it. We had to get over 2 disappointments, dog.
Look, wrestling.
That could have been so epic, bro.
It would have been epic. It
in.
Definitely would have been epic. But
come on, man.
Wrestling fans, y'all just gotta understand. The Rock doing anything involving wrestling is doing y'all a favor. Because The Rock don't need this.
No favors.
The Rock don't need this. The Rock is worth $800 million. He's on his way to being a billionaire. If he shows up at WWE, be happy. Y'all should be worshiping the ground this man walks on because he ain't got to do none of this. The Rock don't need to come back to WWE. The Rock can go sell into the sunset with his 800 M's and live happily ever after.
We don't need The Rock to return to WWE. We don't. We have so much other things going on, bro. So stop talking about the product if you ain't going to pull up. Go do your XFL thing. Go make a cookbook. Go jet ski. Go take meetings with Adam Sandler. Go do something. But don't be over here. Don't be over here talking about you were locked in for 39. You're a liar. First off, you're a liar. You're a liar because you weren't locked in for 39, bro. You were never locked in. You were never locked in. Let's just get that out the way. You were never locked in, bro. I don't even know why you're talking about it. And now you say you're open to 40? You're a liar. You're a liar.
Hey,
you're a liar.
Maybe it's just something in the air, man, because there's a lot of people lying. You know what I'm saying? The Rock lying.
Cat.
I can tell you what's in the air.
Tony lying. You lied to me, Rocky. You lied to me.
Rock, look, man, he turned into Hogan, man.
Right.
This is crazy.
Right. Look,
liar.
Well, if y'all want to see The Rock return and get involved in this bloodline feud, let me know. Say something down below. Leave a comment. If you don't want to see it, let us know. Now, let's get to the PWI 500 list because this list is ruffling some feathers. So if you don't know, the PWI 500 list, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated's list, this is a big deal in the wrestling community. Being on this list is like the equivalent to what? Like being like named like best artist in the Source back in the day, or this is like being ranked number 1 in like the ESPN poll. This is a big deal. This is a big deal for wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And this year's list was revealed, and it was a little shocking. I'm not gonna lie. I do think they got the top 3 right. I'll go over them right now. Number 1, the number 1 ranked wrestler in the entire world, Seth Rollins. Number 2, Roman Reigns. Number 3, Jon Moxley. Now, first off, that's dope that all 3 show members were number 1 through 3.
Yeah,
but
that's fire.
I don't know if I can agree with the order. Was Seth Rollins really the number 1 ranked wrestler in the world over Roman Reigns? Over Roman Reigns? Somebody tell me something. Sylvan, I know you're the biggest Roman Reigns fan of all time. You telling me Roman Reigns is not the number 1 ranked wrestler in the world?
I don't care about PWI Insider's list of the top 10 wrestlers in the world. I don't care. But they got 5 of the right names on that list, and as long as they included them, you know, the order, I mean, you know, look, lists are, you know, people always want to talk about the top 10, top 5, anything. And it's like, bro, I'm not about to sit here and discuss who you think is the top 5, top 10, anything.
So who is the top 10?
Or wrestling?
So if it's not who you think, who is the top in your mind?
I mean, who is it's Roman Reigns. I mean, there's no doubts about it. But if you give it to Seth, I'm not gonna be mad at that either. Seth is the best wrestler in the world, arguably. So it's like I'm not mad at you if you give it to Seth. You got the whole Shield in the top 3. Like I can't be mad at you. I can't be mad at that list. You know. So that's how I feel.
So So if Seth is ranked number 1, and you're saying that he's the best wrestler in the world, but you're saying that Roman Reigns should be ranked number 1, like there's a disconnect there. What's the difference between that? Like how would you rank Roman Reigns number 1 if you're saying that Seth is the best wrestler? Because what's
like
the
Michael
criteria
Jackson
of
and
this
Prince,
list?
man. It's like Michael Jackson and Prince. You know what I mean? Prince is the better musician, best musician, quite frankly, in the world.
Facts.
But is he the number one? But is he the number 1 artist in the world? Next to Michael Jackson is. Michael Jackson's number 1. It's how it goes. You know, it's like Drake and Kendrick. Kendrick is the best rapper alive. You know, but is he number 1?
That's Drake.
Nah, Drake.
That's
is
Drake.
One.
Drake is the Michael Jackson.
Okay,
for sure.
I feel that. I feel that.
It's just how life goes, man.
So the criteria of this list, I'm looking at it now. The criteria of PWI's 500 list is win-loss record, technical ability, so that would be the wrestling ability, influence on the sport. Okay, come on. If it's influence, how is Roman Reigns not number 1? Let's be honest. Come on now. Success against the highest grade of competition. Success against the highest grade of competition. Come on now.
These are some really interesting guidelines for lists.
I don't be paying attention to none of these lists. I ain't gonna hold you, bro, because everybody got their own opinion. So it is what it is.
This is PWI, bro. This is PWI. This is like the wrestling list. Like people grow up wanting to be number 1 ranked on that list. Yeah. So you can say
you know who got back to back
that list, but this is who got back to back.
Stone Cold, baby, 98 and 99. Hello, greatest of all time. Yeah.
You know who was snubbed on this list, though, right?
Who?
No Kenny Omega in that top 10. No Will Ospreay in that top 10.
You know,
I
mean, you know,
I would have liked to see
Vikingo
Ospreay instead of Orange Cassidy.
It's ranked number 5, but Kenny Omega is not in that top 10. Gunther is ranked number 4. Gunther. I'm coming off like a Gunther hater at this point, but Gunther is not the 4th ranked wrestler in this world. Come on now.
I love Gunther, man. I love Gunther. Gunther's probably one of the best
over Kenny Omega.
Right now. He's had more memorable matches than Kenny Omega as of recent. Am I right or am I right?
No.
What are we talking
Kenny
about?
Omega is responsible for the best match of this year against Will Ospreay.
You don't feel that way, Qwan. You don't feel that way, dog.
What match was better?
I'm looking at your face right now, dog.
Sylvan.
You don't believe in that, doggy. You don't believe in that. You don't believe in that, man.
What match was better than Ospreay and Omega?
Bro, I can tell you right now, Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 39.
You didn't even say that was the best match of WrestleMania 39.
I said it was the best match of that night. I did say that. I said it
Sylvan,
as soon as we left. I was like, that was the best match of that night.
You sat here and told me that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte was the best match of that night.
That was match 1. That was night 1. They were in night 2.
Oh, my God.
I said night 2, they had the best match.
There was no reason for Gunther to be number 4.
He has more memorable matches this recent year, man. What do you want me to say? I love Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers of all time. If not, like top 10, maybe. You know what I mean? Top 5. If you put Kenny Omega in your top 3, your top 5, top 10, top anything, I would not be angry at you. But if we're talking about what's going on right now, as in like what's been popping in the streets, you gotta give it to Gunther. Like, come on, man. The guy just broke the honky.
We don't care about Honky Tonk's title reign.
No, you don't care about this
Intercontinental title.
We care about
Kenny Omega
in fact,
should be number.
It's been such a big deal that we've all been talking about it.
Kenny Omega
so you can say that you don't care about it, but we all care about it.
Kenny Omega is supposed to be top 5 on everybody's list. Have incredible match. The match with Will Ospreay was one of the best.
I don't use the word should.
That was one of the best matches of all time.
That means nothing to me. I'm talking about what's happening now. Means nothing to me. Just like Gunther's title reign with the IC title means nothing to you. The problem, though, is that the IC title, that reign, means a lot to everybody. And it's very memorable. It's incredibly historic.
Does Kenny have a belt right now?
You don't need the belt.
No, I'm just saying that probably plays a part with the
probably
criteria.
Does play a part. I'm sure that's the reason Gunther is ranked 4th, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm acting outraged.
I'm not mad.
I know what it is. I know it's because he has the Intercontinental title.
I'm not mad at this list at all. They got 5 of the people that I really love on this list. They have Roman Reigns. They have Seth Rollins. They have Jon Moxley. They have Cody Rhodes. And they have
Question. Be honest with me. Be honest with me. Cooley. Be honest with me.
Hey, let's get it.
Is Jon Moxley really the third ranked wrestler in the world? Jon Moxley. Come on now. At some point, we're going to tell the truth about Jon Moxley.
Why not? Why not? Why would he not?
Yo, you know you don't like Jon Moxley. Stop lying to me.
I'm just saying, why wouldn't he? I'm saying, why not? I'm questioning you. I'm asking why you feel that way.
The number 1 ranked wrestler should be Roman Reigns. That's facts. Number 2,
Seth
Rollins. I'm cool with that. Number 3, Kenny Omega. That's 1,000%.
Kenny Omega's number 3.
Let's get Jon Moxley out of
here. Why
because
is
he's Kenny Omega? He's the best wrestler in the world right now.
What has he done this year?
It don't matter. He's put on classics.
That's why I don't even like talking about lists. Everybody just want to have their own opinions. But when we talking about the optics,
what's the list?
Everybody, we talk about real optics.
Can I get my list out?
Absolutely.
Top 5: Roman Reigns, number 1 on everybody's list.
Respectfully, yes.
Number 2, Seth Rollins, because his entitled his World Heavyweight Championship run, incredible.
Absolutely.
I'll put him number 2. Mm-hmm. Number 3, Kenny Omega, because he is the best wrestler in the world, hands down. Right now, in that ring, nobody's touching Kenny Omega. He's number 3. Number 4 is the guy who they have ranked number 10, Cody Rhodes. How is Cody Rhodes number 10 behind Orange Cassidy? How is Orange Cassidy ahead of Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
I don't really.
Cody Rhodes would be number 4. In number 5, maybe
5?
I'll put Jon Moxley just because of what he's meant to AEW.
Okay.
Kenny Omega is not number 3 on that list.
Where would you put Kenny Omega?
That's his opinion. Sylvan.
Number 1. Number 1 is Roman. Number 2 is Seth. Number 3 is Cody. Just keep it a bean. Number 4. I'm probably
give it to Kenny, my brother. Give it to Kenny, my brother.
Bro, Kenny ain't been hot this year, man. Like I know Kenny's one of the Kenny is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I'm judging this list based off of right now. Like what's happening right now. So I love Kenny, but Kenny ain't active like that. But number 4, I'm not even gonna give 4 to Gunther. I'm gonna give 4. I'm gonna give it to MJF.
I'm not mad at that.
And number 5 I'm gonna give it to Gunther.
I'm not mad at that.
So okay, what are we talking about?
I'm not mad at that. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna.
That ain't even how. That ain't even like my personal favorites. That's just facts.
Cooley.
Let me get my rocks off, man.
Cooley.
Number 1 is Roman.
Absolutely.
Come on now, Roman.
Absolutely.
Number 2 is Seth. Number 3 is MJF.
I'm not mad at that.
Number 4 is Rhea Ripley.
This is the men's list.
Oh, this is the men's list.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know. It might be for women too.
That's insane.
Is it the men's list?
List is insane. It's actually nuts.
Nah, I like.
I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at Rhea.
Thing, man.
I'm not mad at Rhea ahead of Jon Moxley.
Hey,
I'm definitely not mad at that.
Yeah, for sure. She number 4. I didn't see no women on that top 10. Number 5 is Cody for sure.
You putting Rhea over Cody?
Yeah, I am.
I
am. I am. Her reign been fire. I'm sorry.
Yeah, her reign's been a little shaky, baby.
Whoa, come on.
Baby. If I had to put,
come on, man, let's keep it a beam, bro. Like Rhea has, and I love Rhea. But
what has Cody done?
Reign. He sold merch. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Come on, man.
Right,
like,
man.
what are you talking about? What is Cody done?
This girl is the women's champion right now.
Who is Rhea really like?
About?
Who Rhea is
talking about?
Who is Rhea really like fought in this reign that we've been like?
Care about that.
Bro, that was crazy, bro.
So look, all that matters is that they putting on for that title. Like, come on down. People watch because of Rhea Ripley. People watch because of Roman Reigns. Because the excuse you're using right now is the same thing people say about Roman Reigns. They're like, oh, but he's only defended the title 4 times in a year. It's like, okay.
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
he still makes the title a big deal. That's why he's the best.
I'm saying the people that Rhea's face hasn't really been that interesting. She has had an interesting reign. That's just facts. Brother. Do you remember the last match that she had against somebody?
I don't want to remember the match because I don't
remember that match. Do you remember the matches before that?
I don't care about Rhea Ripley's.
Do you remember the time?
I don't. All that matters is that she's making that title look good. she has like the record for like the most followers on like TikTok or something in WWE right now. That's because she a star. She a star.
Hey, man,
she make that title look
man.
number one.
She more of a star than Cody.
Yeah, yeah, he got you on that though. I go because Cody is talking about.
This is my opinion. This is my opinion.
Your opinion's in question, brother.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. It's just in question. It's just in question. So, I just don't. Hey, I don't agree.
Well, they both still top 5.
They are top 5.
But I'm glad that we do all agree that Cody Rhodes being at number 10 is blasphemy. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Orange Cassidy should not be anywhere ahead of Cody Rhodes. Orange Cassidy, and I like Orange Cassidy. I think that he's very underrated in the ring. But come on now, Orange Cassidy is not ranked anywhere near Cody Rhodes. If Cody Rhodes is number 10, Orange Cassidy got to be like 25.
I think I was just happy that they actually included 5 wrestlers that I would put on that list. For me, it was like, okay, well, at least y'all got 5 of them on there. Like, I don't agree with this order, but like, I wouldn't expect y'all to have an order that I respect.
Yeah, that's facts.
At least you got them on here.
Because in years past, it would have been like number 1, Okada, number 2, Tanahashi. It's like, all right, come on now. I see what y'all doing.
Like, yeah, at least y'all included some people. Like, I guess for me, I was curbing my enthusiasm.
Right. But shout out to PWI and their 500 list. Next year, y'all better get it right and put Roman Reigns number 1 because he's supposed to be number 1 on everybody's list. And don't ever exclude my man's Kenny Omega. Come on now.
I think they said Seth just broke the record for being number 1 3 times on the list. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
Sheesh. I mean, honestly, even though I'm saying that Roman Reigns should be number 1, if anybody does deserve to get all the flowers in the world, it would be Seth because he had to go through that 2022 when he couldn't win a match. So shout out to Seth Rollins. Shout out to PWI.
Best wrestler in the world, man.